Good morning. Day 36. I just read 1 Timothy chapter 2. This chapter starts off talking about exhorting and praying, giving thanks for the men in your life, for the leaders, the kings, the queens, or not the queens, men that are in charge, leaders. It says that that's what's good and acceptable in the sight of God our Savior. I mean, that's, even if you're not in charge, that's a way to have a hand in where a family is going, praying for those people in charge, that God would move them in His direction, and encouraging them to be godly people. And then the second part of this chapter is kind of hard to read, because it sounds at first like it's telling all women to be quiet and be subjugated, and telling men to really just keep the woman down is what it sounds like. But on second go, it's not quite what it is. He wants the men to do the praying out loud. So don't have women leading prayers over men. Have them pray in a more quieter tone, so that they're not trying to usurp the authority over the men. And I think that has partly to do with unity. You can't be unified if someone's trying to take control. And then the other part, it says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. And I think that, it partly has to do with what was going on in Timothy's church at the time. I think there might have been some ladies that were just trying to chime in too much and just disrupting everything. But I think part of that also is just understanding the roles that God has for us and really stepping into the way God made us. It talks about how Adam and Eve were made, like Adam was made first, and Eve was the one that actually was deceived. God made women differently than men. They've got different strengths. They've also got different weaknesses. They'll tend to listen to emotion more than men. Men have a hard time hearing our emotions. We need each other. We're both valuable parts of this equation. But for us all to work well, we need to kind of step into the identity that God has given us, our identity with Him. And as the image of God, we should be the way that He made us, and not try to chime in and usurp authority, and just to really be comfortable in our roles. Men are just better at leading. We don't listen to our emotions so much, so our logic and our wisdom can kind of come forth more. At the same time, we have a hard time being compassionate, so we need those women. Women can get deceived by their emotions a lot more than men, but it's all important. It's so important. So I don't think He's trying to tell us, hey, keep the woman down. I don't think He's trying to take power away from the women. I think He just wants us to live in harmony.